Hey guys, give us just a minute. Testing out some new software and I accidentally went live a little bit early, so just hang out for a little bit and we'll be back shortly. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the stream running um, while we get everything loaded up. No Cole, no music this time. I decided not to get spanked by the copyright folks. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, leave the pretty background up for a little bit, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. So sorry guys, I jumped the gun a little bit, but now I know. See you in a little bit. I'm gonna hop back in here and hang out for a minute with you guys. Josh has the first question of the night. Well, second, I guess, because Cole already had the no music one. So, did anyone get a chance to fish all 92 lakes? I know a few people that have been working on it. We got Jim online down here in the green room. About ready to get started, I think. Seems to be working okay for everybody, I assume. Hey, Jim, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. All right. So, about that time, it's about 8 o'clock. I'm not sure if Matt's going to get to join us or not, but we'll let him in if he shows up. Got some great comments already. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with our captain's meeting and just give you a quick rundown of how we're going to do this. We're gonna go over some sort of general rules at first, and then we'll get into the more event specific stuff. Um, guess I want to get started with thanking you all for joining us, of course, and thank you all for considering fishing with us on Saturday. Obviously, these times are a little odd for everybody. I'm sure we're all itching to get out and get some fishing going on and compete. And the one component that's obviously going to be missing from this event is the camaraderie, and that's gonna hurt. But if we all play this smart and play this right and do what we need to do to keep everyone happy and healthy, then we'll get to be together again sooner rather than later. So, with that in mind, for this first event, let's make sure we're mindful of not overcrowding ramps and our social distancing while we're on the water when we're not on the water. Let's just be smart about it and keep everyone healthy. Do you have anything to add before we get started, Jim?
No, just to be respectful. I mean, some of the ramps I know are pay ramps. At neighbors' houses that have put in ramps and whatnot. Um, just keep in mind that a lot of these people are struggling themselves. I mean, and be aware of the presence that you're in. I mean, some of these people are struggling to make ends meet right now, including, I'm sure, some of us as well. So just be patient with everybody, especially at the ramps, and be cognizant of, keeping our distance and representing IKA well. While you're on the water, fishing an IKA tournament, we've got a really good reputation, um, and you always hear in the community uh, people talking about how great the membership is, and let's maintain that status and be mindful of the people and wave at people and be mindful of the setting that we're in.
Well said, Jim. And not just Indiana Kayak Anglers as a group, but as kayak anglers, the community. We all hold the community in high regard, and that's only going to maintain itself if we're all holding ourselves and each other in high regard in our behavior on the water. So let's get started on the rules. Um, some of you are going to be well aware and well versed in all of these rules. Some of you may not be, and so we're going to try and go over them here without boring everyone. These rules, as you see on the screen here, these rules are posted on our website, indianakayakanglers.com, and they'll break it down for you pretty well. But we're just going to touch on a few of these today. Um, Jim, you want to go ahead and talk to us about safety?
Yeah, it's really hard for me to read.
Oh, you know the rules on safety. What's the
Yeah.
number one rule for safety?
No, make sure when you're launching, make sure you got your lights. Make sure you got your PFDs on at all times. Um, if you do get in trouble, uh, I mean, obviously, it's a good idea, even in a time of social distancing, to be hopefully fishing, the buddy system, at least being on the same lake with somebody. Make sure you guys have exchanged phone numbers, whatnot. And even if you show up at the ramp and by yourself and you see somebody else, make sure somebody's got your uh, number just in case. Was that Matt?
What's going on, Matt?
What's going on, guys?
Not
Sorry about
much.
that.
No problem. We're just getting
No
started.
worries.
We're just getting started. Uh-oh. Got a couple people saying there's no sound. You guys hear us now? Okay. All right. So we are back, I think. Sorry for the growing pains, guys. New software, giving it a whirl. So it's kind of why I accidentally went live about 7 minutes early today. But that's okay. Matt, you want to talk to us real quick about the allowable measuring devices for our tournaments?
Yeah, sure. So for our tournaments, we still allow the hog trough as well as the catch board. With the with the hog trough, there are some do not bends because of what's happened in the last few months here with tournament fishing in the hog trough. I'm sure we've all seen those pictures out there. So it must be level across the lap or on the floor of your kayak, and no force being applied to the fish, and do not bend the board at all. And that will be at the judge's discretion, and that fish will be determined to be disqualified at that point. Any size catch board and catch cradle it is allowed for our tournaments.
You got it. Real quick. Oh. Okay, never mind. I read something wrong. So now we're going to discuss CPR techniques. And let me get that back up here real quick. Thought. There we go. So first we're going to discuss fish position here. So here is a photo from an apparent fish whisperer because somehow he got a river smallmouth to sit on a hog trough without being touched. so magic. But the reason this photo is a fantastic example of the fish position on the board is because it is facing left. The dorsal fin is up, meaning we get to see the left side of the fish on the board, or in the photo. We see the left side of the fish. Also, you'll notice that the mouth is closed and very obviously touching the upright of the hog trough here. So I can see the entire hog trough. I can see that the nose is touching the fence and the mouth is closed. So this is a fantastic photo right here regarding position of the fish. This one, I apologize for the crop, but it's just the way I was able to crop it. The entire fish was in the picture when we accepted it. But this is a hog caught last year at the championship. But it's a good demonstration of how you're allowed to position your hand on the fish. So we're not covering the eye, and the hand or finger is not underneath the gill plate right here. And he's not touching any of the fin portion of the tail.
Yeah.
So this is a good example of good hand position. So other details, we'll go back to this magical photo here. Other details that are important for us to see in the photos that you submit is that we can see your kayak, number one, right? And that the entire token for the tournament is visible and legible, and it's not sitting on the fish. It's not covering the fish in any way. So we're going to get to that one in this one. So we're going to show a couple pictures of some photos that were denied and talk about why they were denied. So this particular fish, the angler is covering the eye of the fish with his hand, so that's an automatic denial. In addition, he set the token on top of the fish. So the token cannot be covering any portion of the fish at any time. I would recommend, for those of you that are new to the CPR game, I would recommend having some sort of holder for your token that you can either attach to the board or that you can sit on the floor of your kayak, or in this case on the angler's knee. There's a million different ways to do it. As long as I can see it in the photo, that's all I need, and it's not covering the fish. This is another example of a denied fish. This one should be fairly obvious and straightforward to everybody, and that's because he's not using a hog trough or a catch board. So we'll get to some more questions here at the end of the thing here. So everybody go ahead and shoot your questions this way, and we'll get to them at the end of the captain's meeting here. So that covers photo requirements. So next we need to talk about the use of Tourney X and what is expected of you using Tourney X. Matt, Jim, either one of you guys want to take that, or?
I'm not. I guess I'm not sure as far as what do you mean the use of Tourney X? Are you talking about the actual submissions, taking the pictures, location services turned on?
I was hoping we need to cover the location services. That Tourney X Pro is the version of the app you have to use. Again, if you're new to the game, that's probably the only one you have available. Some of the guys that have fished for several years, you may have the older version of Tourney X on your phone. You need to get rid of it, get the new version, and it's called Tourney X Pro. Jim alluded to it just a second ago that we need to make sure that location services are turned on your phone. That's both when using the Tourney X app and when you're taking your photos. Under most circumstances with our live events, we can be a little bit lenient on the location services just because I can look across the lake and see you're fishing the right body of water. In the case of this event where everybody's going to be spread out amongst 92 lakes, when I'm judging the fish, I need to know exactly what body of water you're fishing to know that is an allowable body of water. So make sure that location services are turned on. One of the ways you can check this is after you take the picture. If you're looking at the photo in your phone's Photos app, whether iPhone and Android, doesn't really matter. You can swipe up on the photo, and it'll actually show you a map of the location in which you took that photo. So as long as it shows close to where you're sitting, you should be okay. Jim, have you talked about have you used the check-in and check-out feature yet on Tourney X Pro?
I haven't. I mean, I haven't officially used it in a tournament yet, but it's very simple. I mean, it's just right there on. It's one of the icons. We are asking everybody since we are so spread out, we are asking everybody to use the check-in, check-out feature,
right?
And we'll be using that this year, especially like for example, at the end of tournaments, sometimes we have people leave early if there's foul weather, emergencies come up. We're asking everybody to check out because this isn't our standard tournament format, so we want to know that everybody's safe and off the water. And when you check in as well, then at least if something were to happen throughout the course of the day, at least we know what body of water that you're on because those location services are turned on.
Yep. If you guys haven't seen, Dwayne Wally from Tourney X actually posted a lot of really good tutorial videos on using the app. I just posted them yesterday. So I've actually posted those up on the resources page on IndianaKayakanglers.com. So there's a link to all of those there. And there's actually this third video down here is the Tourney X Pro check-in, check-out feature. It's super simple. It shouldn't take you more than a second and a half to actually check in and another second and a half to check out. So we're going to require usage of that for this particular event, and we may or may not use it for the rest of the year. But it's very easy to do, real easy to figure out. If you're unsure or you want to be sure before you go check out this video. I think that covers all of the rules in general. Oh, goodness. So let's get started on this tournament. I guess we're calling it the 5-county shootout. Does that sound right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Matt, you want to talk about our allowable waters?
I don't know.
You got to read them all from memory.
Alphabetically too, right?
That's up to you. Geographically located from the center and spiraling out.
Oh, wow.
That should be pretty easy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what are we doing for this event?
So we're doing basically 5 counties. It's Kosciuszko. Help me out, Jason. Kosciuszko, Marshall,
Noble, Whitley,
and Fulton.
Yep.
And Jason's done a really nice job of listing lakes. Go to the website, IndianaKayakanglers.com, and you'll see what he's showing there with a list of lakes and just a really good resource for all the lakes available.
I think a lot of the people that are joining us live tonight have already checked it out. Victor says he has 85 lakes to go. He's trying to cover all 92. There's 85 left. Kevin said he got all 92 of them today. Now, he didn't specify if he started today or not, but 92 of them got done today. So, yeah, there's a lot going on for sure. And Joe's using the bent pole method, apparently, of fish finding.
Yeah, that's not a bad strategy, Joe.
He won't even let me follow him, Joe.
This is going to be super confusing. You guys are just going to be walking in a circle at the boat ramp, apparently.
As long as they're 6 feet from each other.
Yeah. All right, so there's the list of lakes, and we've put together the comprehensive list, and these are the only lakes at this point that are going to be allowed. So you guys had time to ask questions or ask for additions. Several of you did, and found some that I missed, and some that we decided to approve because I missed them, and so the list is complete now. It's around, I think it's at 92 lakes. So the list is complete. There's links to all of the launches in Google Maps, so you all should have all the information you need to get to where you want to fish, other than which one you want to fish. I can't help you with that one. But so that's good to go. One of the things that's gotten asked a lot is if you go to one lake and start fishing, is that the only lake you're allowed to fish on Saturday? The answer is no. Fish as many of them as you want. I think it'd be kind of fun, actually. Make a little Roadrunner event out of it. Fish for a couple hours at one lake and a couple hours at another. Anybody that watched 5 Live this weekend saw Jackson pull that one off in a 2-hour tournament. Insane. But that was pretty cool. So yeah, fish more than one if you want. And there's so many of those lakes are kind of packed close together too, so it's not hard to fish one and pack up, and 3 minutes later you're on another one. So pretty cool. We do have some special consideration. I did post this up on our Facebook page. I may not have I don't think I have the graphic with me. Let me pull this up in Google Maps real quick. So one of the things we said about this event is it was going to be lakes only, no moving water. Well, that gets a little difficult for one of our allowable locations. So this chain of lakes here called West Lakes with Waldron, Jones, West, and Tamarack, we have allowable water. Beautiful lakes, by the way. But the public launch is actually on the Elkhart River. So what we've decided to do for this one is all of the water on this chain is eligible east of the boat ramp. So any of the water in here all the way to Waldron Lake, even though it's technically moving water, it's technically a river, it's going to be allowable. Now anything west of the launch moving down the river here is not allowed.
And there's a bridge right there, isn't there, Jason?
There is. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Isn't it everything east of the bridge? Isn't that what our Facebook post said?
I actually said east of the launch.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of water between the launch and the
On the
bridge.
bridge.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot of water there. So that will be allowed. That will be allowable water, and that's the only moving water that will be allowable. So I wanted to clarify that during the captain's meeting here. What was the other thing that I had? Yeah. So that should be it for the allowable waters talk. The only thing left we have right now are the times. So Matt, do you want to cover the times for us?
I guess that would be a no.
Wow. Is this what they call ghosting? Is this what the kids call ghosting? We lost you, Matt.
Does everybody see my name as James Albert?
Yes, everybody does see your name is James Albert.
Great. All right.
You'll remember that for next time, won't you?
Yeah.
All right, Jim, do you want to go over the times real quick since Matt decided to leave us?
Yeah, if I can remember them. Are we launching 6:30?
6:30 on the water.
Yeah, 6:30 on the water. First cast at 7. Last cast and last cast is at 3:00. So your picture, if you were to catch a fish, your picture has to be taken and stamped with 3:00 or less. Submission time, we're giving you till 4:00 to submit. That way, if you don't have reception at any one of these bodies of water, you've got an hour to get someplace. And then I think we're going to follow up with awards, which will be a virtual award ceremony, but awards will be at 7.
You got it. I think that's it, man. I think we've got it all covered there. So I'm going to go back through the comments real quick, see if there were any questions that we missed. Oh, Kevin asked, do we have a specific identifier card to use? Yes. We are allowing the KBF this year's KBF identifier, but there's also an Indiana Kayak Anglers one. You can download it from our website. It's on the Tourney X page for this event. It's on our Facebook page for this event to go download that and print it out if you want to use that one. We would prefer you use that one, but we know there's a lot going on right now, so the KBF one will be allowable.
But it does have to be one of the two, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Either IKA's identifier or KBF's.
That's correct. I will note that if anybody, it's only Monday night, so if anybody is having issues locating a printer and being able to print out an identifier, please reach out to us privately, and I'll make sure that you get some identifiers for the year. I'll get those mailed out as quick as possible and get those to you. That way everybody's got what they need. Kevin, I'm going to go ahead and follow this one up. You asked about the tokens, and I just want to make sure that you read everything. And this, I'm not pointing this out to you. This goes for everybody. But I want to make sure that everybody has read everything that you need to do before you fish this event. So we have like a pre-tournament checklist on our Facebook event and on the Tourney X event where we cover everything you need to do. So you need to make sure you register on Tourney X. You need to make sure you complete your payment via Tourney X. You need to print your token. And if you see that line item on there, you'll see that it has links to the sheets of tokens. You need to watch this meeting. You need to sign our online waiver. Again, there's a link to that. There's a link to that on our resources page. There's a link to that on our the Tourney X event and the Facebook event. So, hey, Matt's back. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks.
He ghosted us.
I take it you guys took care of the times.
No, we were waiting on you. Yeah, we're good. So we just answered a question about identifiers, and again, Okay, Kevin's already got the KBF ones printed, so he's good to go. Tanner's actually reached out to me. Tanner, we'll get back to you on that one, and get that taken care of with you. Okay. All right. I think we've covered everything. This video is going to be posted on our Facebook page. May actually be up on our YouTube channel right now. I don't know, but everybody needs to check it out. I'll make sure it's linked. Identifiers, the code. We'll release the code at 9 o'clock on Friday night. So I don't know how we'll do that yet. We may hop on live and have people pick some numbers for us like we usually do. We'll get that figured out. But about 9 o'clock, the code will be ready so you can fill out your identifier card and be ready to rock and roll on Saturday morning. All right, guys. Well, let us know if you need anything. Hope everybody stays safe and sound. And tight lines. We'll see you Saturday. Bye,
Have
guys.
fun, everybody. Be safe.
Yes.